Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Sarah binti Azmi with a Madya ID of 1191791. In this video, my team and I are going to explain on the study we have done for the subject of AAM3063 Islamic Work Ethics. We have picked Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah as our scope of research of our assignment, and the title selected was Managing Work Ethics in Organization. So without further ado, let's jump straight to the introduction. All organizations need to have their own working laws that they abide upon. All organizations, these working laws, are often known as procedures, guides how an organization should run and administered, what are key things to conduct, and what are the organization's specific and general role to the stakeholders in order to achieve good governance. Procedures are easy to communicate and to be conveyed to staff and organization, but they are also in need of working ethics. Ethics are like the core or fundamental practices to organization as it becomes a ruling trait which rules the healthiness of the organization. But what will happen if there is no working ethics? Staff can do as they please despite complying with physical procedure. Working ethics is important, and why is that? By having ethics, it seals forming the organization. It creates respect in overall functions regardless in whatever situation the organization is in. It is also preventing any mishandling of budgets when no one is seeing, prevents one from recording their attendance through any third party when they are not able to attend, and other mistakes. So what will happen if one is practicing an unethical ethics in organization? Thus, this explains why working ethics is super crucial in all companies and organizations, as it tells the importance and values of a certain workplace, their productivity, team working, and integrity among all employees. So before we go further through the discussion, this video essentially comprises what my team and I have designed, where we strive to explain and analyze on the implementation of work ethics in this chosen organization, the commitment shown by the management, and cross-link to other sources where it is possible to understand the probable ethical could be the underlying attributes or cause to the issue. So in order to come up with ethical issues within this organization, we need to firstly understand its role, functions, and programs that this organization had conducted to the community that they are in. The reason why analyzing need to be done first is because by doing this, one can map on what is stated versus what be done. Only by doing this mapping, one can give a fair analysis of what are the ethical practices or gaps in the organization and come up with the ways on how to fill in through the gaps. We have conducted an interview session with the director of Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah on 18 June 2021 to this effect. However, due to the limited time given, we are not able to extract any specific ethical issue that much from the interview. So to support this research further, we conducted multiple secondary data citations, and we came across a reliable published data on Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah in an audit report published by the Auditor General of Malaysia in 2018 on the state government of Kedah in general, including its associated company. These audit findings can be utilized for us to explore possible indirect causes to the ethical issues from Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah's practice. We understand that there could be other probable causes as well that led to the gaps and findings. So we sincerely reserve this room for improvements and advices. So as you can see from the table here, we have summarized the main audit findings by the Auditor General of Malaysia with regards to Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah's activities which they had conducted during the audit year. For example, it was found that management committee meeting was not held in time by Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah's management, as this is a compulsory thing to be conducted by all state government companies. We are inclined to believe that the most probable ethical related issues that led to these findings are the inadequate training given to either the management or key personnel that plays the key role in sustaining the ethical compliance within the organization. Untrained staff in this area will lead to many non-compliance to its stated role and functions. So, alright, that's all from me in regard to the ethical issue within this organization. The next presenter will further explain on the background issue on this organization. Thank you.
So we move to the background on this issue. Before this, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Mahazan and my metric number 1191813. As explained by the director of Yayasan Islamic Kedah, his organization are practicing a good ethical such as integrity, responsible, discipline, trustworthy, professional, fair and just cooperative visionary. However, how do we identify whether Yayasan Islamic Kedah is experiencing any ethical issue or they are an organization without any flaws at all? Based on our observation, Yayasan Islamic Kedah is implementing the Islamic work ethic in their organization, being one of the biggest Muslim organization in Malaysia. During the interview session, the director of Yayasan Islamic Kedah opinion on work ethic, he mentioned how someone possesses the element of worship. Work is done for one's own purpose. Firstly, whatever work that we are doing must be in accordance in Sharia to maintain the balance as well as obtaining it from halal source. Furthermore, a relationship with God also need to be maintained and we must follow the sunnah of the Prophet, especially the way the Prophet handled his work. The relevance of this issue to highlight is because we get to know how they work. The importance of ethic in the Yayasan Islamic Kedah organization is to increase human capital and productivity. The productivity used depend on the delivery of knowledge and the way they apply it in the organization. We have two perspectives in work ethic, which is Islamic perspective and Western perspective. Islamic perspective, according to Ali Abbas, is regard employment as a human way to meet the needs of his life. A career also allows people to become more independent and help in gaining respect, satisfaction, and strengthening faith. While from the Western perspective, according to David J. Charrington, work ethic has been defined very narrowly to refer a positive attitude about work. In this regard, despite the view of Islamic and Western concern to acquire conducive and comfortable work ethic, employees need to work together in developing a harmonious environment. The conclusion we found, Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah always strive to improve the ethic of fellow employees.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Zahidah Rahazi. My metric number 1192774. Okay, next is level understanding on the issues. Okay, according to the findings of this study, the management of Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah has a true understanding of Islamic management techniques and has implemented them in their business. However, based on the research we have made, we have found out that there is a lot of room of improvement in terms of ethics management in organization. Okay, based on the article we reference, the aim of the article is to examine soft factor in the implementation quality management programs at the Selangor Islamic Religious Council, also known as Majlis Agama Islam Selangor, MAIS. The study focus on the soft or human component in qualitative implementation and employs a qualitative approach with MAIS as a case study. Okay, firstly, soft factor. Okay, soft factor are important in any organization because they help employees comprehend the work culture. Okay, furthermore, soft elements such as teamwork, education, training, top management commitment, continuous improvement, employee involvement, and customer happiness have a favorable impacts on organizational development, productivity, quality, and profitability, competitiveness, and the development of abilities. Okay, second is using incentive. Organization use praise and incentive to demonstrate to employees that they are important to management. It is presented to employees in recognition of their outstanding performance. Alright, workers will be more eager and motivated to improve their performance in organization quality management if they are rewarded depending on their output. Okay, it appears to be significant issue that can motivate employees' behavior. So the implication of this study are best taken up by future Islamic potential managers in any organization as key takeaways to make the organization function efficiently according to its stated function and roles. Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Zahidah Razi. My metric number 1192774. So, today I'm going to discuss about ways to solve the issues. Alright, employees who adopt workplace ethics are typically well prepared for any possible conflict of interest or other issues that occur because of the workforce variety of opinions, belief, and culture. Sometimes in the workplace, dealing with ethical issues necessitates a consistent and very conscious approach because there might be few situations that might cause harms or even be illegal. The following are suggestions for solving and overcome problems related to work ethic. So firstly, which is more sharing session by management. Second is roll out program to new staff on ethical behavior. Third is more physical poster placed on wall within the office to show the acknowledgement of the issues and commitments to embrace the change. So fourth, establishing Bai'ah Solehah, which is a decent atmosphere based on Islamic values and improving Islamic understanding among his employees through weekly such as halaqah or usrah, which is a discussion or speeches. So the last one is a member of a Sharia department will sit as one of the interviewers in every interview session to recruit new workers. This is because there are several basic questions that must be asked of candidates in order to determine their level of comprehension and readiness to commit to Islamic concept, law and regulation.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Akila binti Muhammad Nazri with number metric 1192778. So I would like to continue about related theories, which is concept Islamic work ethic from Western and Islamic perspective. In Islam, work is given special importance to the extent that it is considered as an act of worship itself. Scholars have defined work ethic relating to the value of people. One of the scholars is Parvash, which is he defined work ethic as the commitment to work hard, which is stronger than just providing a living. While in Islamic work in ethic, it is more than that. We must be multidimensional and related to many aspects of life, such as social, politics, and economy. From Western perspective, ethics contain universal principles that are considered norms that can be applied to all people in all places, time, and context. While in Islam, ethics can be defined as the right principles and values based on Islamic sources, which is Al-Quran and Al-Sunnah. Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah is also one of many examples that represent the Islamic organization, specifically in the state of Negeri Kedah. This is referred to our interview season with the director of Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah, which is Yang Bahagia Dr. Ahmad Fakhruddin bin Fakhur Razi. He stated that their organization practicing a good work ethic such as integrity, responsible, disciplined, trustworthy, professional in solving a problem, fair in make a decision, and so on. There are few Islamic ethical systems that was applied by Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah, which is utilitarianism, rights, and distributive justice. Firstly, Yayasan Islam Negeri Kedah practice utilitarianism, which is calculation of cost and benefit. Utilitarianism is one of the most important and influential moral theories in ethics. Based on the Oxford language, utilitarianism is the doctrine that an action is right insofar as it promotes happiness and that the greatest happiness of the greatest number should be guiding the principle of the conduct. Other than that, they also practice right in the organization, which is individual entitlement. This principle is grounded in both legal and moral rights. Legal rights are entitlements that are limited to a particular legal system and jurisdiction. Moral and human rights are universal and based on norms in every society. For an example, the right of to be enslaved and the right to work. However, rights also may need to have a limit. In Islam, a Muslim should not do something that opposite with religion. Next is distributive justice. Distributive justice is the justice that is concerned with the apportionment of privilege, duties, and good in concern with the merits of the individual and the best interests of society. There are 5 principles that may be used this proper distribution of benefit and burdens, which is to each an equal share, to each according to individual need, to each according to individual effort, to each according to social contribution, and to each according to merit. As a conclusion for this section, we can see that Yayasan Islamic Negeri Kedah practice 3 of ethical theories, which is utilitarianism, right, and distributive justice. This ethical theory is really important to any organization because it can be used as the guidance for a chairman in making a decision to make sure it will benefit all the parties.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syuhada binti Rosidi. My metric number is 11927773. Next, we go to the related research findings. In this research, we found that Yayasan Islamic Negeri Kedah was use ethical systems such as rights, individual entertainment. According to the findings of this study, the management of Yayasan Negeri Kedah Ying was practicing the concept of deliberation. This concept of deliberation can achieve an ethically strong workplace that involves the cooperation of every employee, from top decisions makers or leaders to entry-level employees. This approach suggests that individuals have moral rights that are non-negotiable. It allows humankind the freedom to choose his own faith. Allah says in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 256, La ikraha fid din, qad tabayyana rushdu minal ghayy, faman yakfur bit-taghut wa yu'min billahi faqad istamsaka bil urwatil wuthqa, lam fisama laha wallahu sami'un alim. Next, the second point is they use utilitarianism, calculation of costs and benefits. This research is also related to utilitarianism. This approach to ethics revolves around a single value of calculation of costs and benefits. The term utilitarianism differs from ethical theories that make the rightness or wrongness of an action dependent upon the motive of the agent. Linking this ethical theory to the recent interview session with the director of Ying, he mentioned about the terms of student loan assistance and how the organization has provided a facility for students who dream to pursue their studies in the Middle East. This action is ethical and the result produces the greatest benefit and good for the community in the state of Kedah. The reason why this is related to utilitarianism is because the outcome is to ease the burden of other students to continue their studies at the institute level in Malaysia. And the last one, they was used distributive justice, which is fairness and equity. The principal priority for distributive justice in this research is in terms of loan assistance to students. The relationship between distributive justice is that the Ying organization does not discriminate against certain students only, but they have consider the eligibility of the applicants from the aspect of education loan assistance. In this case, there is no bias in providing loan assistance to students studying in Malaysian institutions.
Conclusion. In conclusion, Yayasan Islamic Negeri Kedah show that they are an organization that deserve to be one of example for other organization in Kedah. As Muslim, we must balance both our worldly affair and hereafter on the same level, which is why the implementation of how one applying the ethics in their working nature is important in seeking happiness and job satisfaction. Yayasan Islamic Negeri Kedah is seen to be constantly striving to improve the quality of ethics and adopt the concept of deliberation in every decision. That's all from us. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum.